It's the dog days of summer, and the Giants are playing with the same grit and determination that served them so well in their title years. Last night, Brandon Crawford led the way and made history in a game that will be long remembered. Tonight, the Giants are at it again, still holding their slim lead in the NL West. Game 2 of the series with the Marlins is next.
We are back tonight here in South Beach as we come to you from Marlins Park. This is game 2 of this 3-game series, Giants and Marlins. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, a terrific game last night. The Giants ended up winning in 14. It took 5 hours and 36 minutes to do it. So, yeah, it is kind of a quick turnaround, even though it is a night game. But I think both teams are ready. And one guy that the Giants hope is ready, and that's Matt Moore.
Well, Matt Moore will be making his second start of his Giants career in a Giants uniform, and they simply need him to go deep, to eat some innings, which is something that he does consistently. His last 11 starts, he's got at least 6 innings. They need him to do that tonight. And the other thing, too, a 5-hour and 36-minute ball game, you expect guys to be tired. However, they won the game. The team that's more tired than they are was the team that lost the game, and that would be the Marlins. So, Matt Moore, go deep, grind out some hits, hold your concentration, let's go get them.
All right, should be fun here at Marlins Park for game 2 of this 3-game series. Matt Moore on the hill, his second start in a Giants uniform. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our CSN Barrier Studios for an update right after this.
the Box. Taste the all-new Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger today at Jack in the Box. Limited time only at participating restaurants. And by Toyota. Hurry in for Toyota's annual clearance event to get an incredible deal on the 2016 Toyota you want before they're gone. Toyota, let's go places.
All right, here we are back in South Florida for game 2 of this 3-game series. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. It is a great time to get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open every day. It's 83 degrees outside. Inside, very nice at 76. Humidity is at 73%, and it is dry as you would expect. All right, let's take a look at the Giants lineup. It'll be Span, Pagan, and then Belt. Brandon Crawford, last night, first player in Giants history to pick up 7 hits in a game. Gillespie, Pence, and Panic Brown will hit 8th, and Moore will hit 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Marlins will be Tom Koehler. Koehler is a 4-year veteran. He is 30 years of age. And this is what he has done in 22 starts, 8-8 with a 4.05 ERA, 96 strikeouts against 55 walks and 120 innings. And when you take your bats against him, you're going to see a low to mid-90s fastball. He will two-seam and he will cut. Curveball, slider, and an occasional changeup. But he'll definitely show you his breakables. He has never lost to San Francisco, 2-0, and that's in 3 starts. So the Giants will have their hands full tonight. Koehler, a big guy, 6'3", 235 pounds. And this is how he uses his pitches. Half of what you see is going to be a fastball. And look at the curveball and slider. But he really comes at you with a lot of breaking ball stuff. And why not? Nobody's really hitting him. And I'm sure you'll see a lot of those tonight. And for Koehler, it's always a matter of can you get those pitches established as you can throw them over the plate early. Let's check out the Marlins defensively behind Tom Koehler tonight, starting in their outfield from left to right. It'll be Yelich, Ozuna, and Stanton, the same outfield we saw last night. Great arms in center and in right. Rojas and Prado on the left side of the infield. Gordon and Johnson on the right side. Jeff Mathis, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So the Giants coming off a nice win last night. Took a little while, but they pulled it off. And that'll be Denard Span to lead things off. Bruce Bochy is back, so welcome back to the skipper. And here's Koehler as he looks in. And the first pitch of the ball game to Span is a call strike. So we get started at 7:11, a minute late. Span hitting .265. He went 3 for 7 in the game last night. And he takes another strike. Las Diaz calling balls and strikes. It's Blazer, Nelson, and Eddings from first to third.
And Las Diaz, the low ball umpire, and he at times can have a very tight zone, and at times can have an inconsistent zone.
And the 0-2 pitch to Span. And Span takes a high fastball. Span in 11 at bats against Koehler. He's 4 for 11 as Buster Posey looks on. And the 1-2. And it's line foul over Roberto Kelly's head. And it remains 1-2.
Both catchers who were starting the game last night, not in the game tonight. JT Realmuto for the Marlins, Buster Posey with the night off, as you would imagine. Buster has a little scratch on his chin from the face plant on third base last night.
And another 1-2 pitch to Span, and Span fouls another one out of play.
Of all the Giants who are in the lineup tonight, Span has the most experience against Koehler. He hits him well. A couple of extra bases, a couple extra base hits in 11 at bats.
in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's a good curveball.
The Giants and the Dodgers won last night, so the standings stay the same. The Giants are a game up on LA. LA will take on the Phillies tonight. Here's the 2-2 to Span. And Span making this a long at bat. He's seen 7 pitches. And it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You can imagine that the goal for both offenses tonight are to try and get into your opponent's bullpen as early as you can. Giants bullpen last night had to eat up 9 innings. And that's a lot.
Span rolls this one to second. So it'll be a 4-3 putout. And that's how this game gets started.
All right, time now for our Nissan keys to the game. And for Matt Moore, you've got to attack. He needs some quick outs. Really try and push yourself to be aggressive. Try and get your team off the defensive side as quick as you can. A lot of tired legs, as you can imagine, in a 5-hour and 36-minute game last night. Number 2, for the players, hold your concentration. Easy to get tired, easy to let your concentration sort of drift away, and those will be essential. And those are our Nissan keys to the game.
Pagan hitting .282, and he takes the first pitch down low. Had a couple of hits and 7 at bats last night. He's got 8 home runs. He's got 40 runs batted in. And he takes low. He's 0 for 3 in his career against Kohler. Prado is in at third. There's the defense pretty much straight away for Angel Pagan. We've watched the Marlins now, and they don't use too many exaggerated defenses like the Giants see a lot of teams do. Don't know where that was. It's 3-0.
A little bit low for Laz Diaz zone, and already he's starting to get an earload from the Marlins bench. You'll see both benches barking before the night is through.
So that's a walk. And that'll bring to the plate Belt. Well, I wonder if Bruce Bochy has put some restrictions on himself. Put on a seatbelt. Have some oxygen. Don't get mad. Ask Ron Wotus what to do after last night.
Don't internalize.
Don't.
Let it out.
Absolutely. Belt hitting .283. And he takes a strike. Belt last night 1 for 6. He did have 4 strikeouts. He had a ball off the wall to knock in a pair of runs in the inning where the Giants came back and took the lead. It was in the 7th inning. And a bit high. 1 ball and 1 strike.
It is absolutely pouring outside the stadium.
How do you know? Can you tell?
You can't see the city of Miami. You can see it in the left field. There you go. But it is just raining so hard. We love domes, especially in Miami.
Belt fouls it back. It's 1-2. Now we can hear the thunder. It used to be when we were playing in the Astrodome, you could hear the rain hit the ceiling of the Astrodome. You can hear it a little bit here.
But I mean, it really has.
They had to open it up just a foot just to see how hard it's raining.
Yeah, that'd be entertaining, especially if you were sitting underneath it. Kohler wanted that one.
He is not. Belt is not afraid to take close pitches with 2 strikes. He's not afraid. Kohler is ready. Here's the 2-2 to Belt. takes it in the dirt.
Good curveball. That's not an easy take, especially seeing that breaking ball for the first time. It's big, late breaking. Got some good snap to it. You watch where Kohler positions his foot on the rubber. He starts off in the middle of the rubber, which actually gives you an opportunity to move a little to your right towards the third base side or a little bit towards the first base side. Most guys pick one side or the other.
See if Pagan goes. He does, and Bell fouls it back. That noise you hear is not the crowd. That's thunder.
And really, ever since the Giants landed, it's been raining or a threat of rain. Hey, it's South Florida. It's summertime.
And the walk. Here's Crawford. I don't think I've ever said this before, but Crawford last night went 7 for 8.
You have never said that before. He came into last night's ballgame, hit .265, and put 13 points on his batting average the second week of August. And that blew our minds. We'd never seen that before. Not for a guy that was an everyday player.
Now hitting .278. And he takes a strike. How rare is it? Well, this is how rare it is.
Well, 23 perfect games, 16 4-home run games by one player, 15 unassisted triple plays, 12 10-plus RBIs by one player, 6 20 strikeout performances by a pitcher, and 6 7 hits by a player. And we got to see it last night.
Crawford down the left field line and foul. There you see the number of times it's happened. And those are the players. The guy we missed yesterday was Don't Knock the Rock, Rocky Colavito. Of course, that was a 22-inning game. Crawford swings and misses.
And that's that curveball we're talking about. It's a good one. Kohler gets a lot of strikeouts from lefties. And he gets a lot of strikeouts with it by not throwing a strike with it. That's how big it is. I mean, he gets you 0-2, 1-2, and he tries to bounce that thing. And you see it, start out above your knees, and all of a sudden it disappears.
Gillespie hitting .262. He's got a couple of hits and 2 at-bats in his career against Kohler. A double look to second and a strike, and it's 0-1.
Knuckle curveball, 12-6 spin, and that thing is just humming as it's going by the hitter. That is definitely a breaking ball that you can hear, literally hear. Has a buzz to it.
Good speed at second for the Giants and Pagan. And now a pickoff play down to second, and Pagan gets back easily. Mathis doing the catching tonight. Both catchers that started and went the entire 14 innings, Realmuto and Buster Posey, not in the lineup. And I'm quite sure that you'll probably see both of them at some point in the game. You figure Buster Posey was going to get either tonight off or tomorrow off. Anyway. In the dirt. Throws that breaking ball again. 1-2.
Well, he knows he's got a good curveball. That's 3 pitches, all 3 hooks.
Hunter Pence on deck. It's 1-2. To be pitch number 26 for Tom Koehler. Breaking ball, and this time Gillespie waited on it, and he fouls it right to Hunter Pence. Giants are 3-4 on this trip. I saw those t-shirts in San Diego, made us laugh. 1-2. In the dirt, nice block by Mathis. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Those are good takes. Koehler really does not want to throw Gillespie any fastballs yet. It's been all breaking balls.
Sure doesn't seem like it.
Curveballs, sliders.
Nunez with the night off. An opportunity for Connor Gillespie, who really has been swinging the bat well. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And he hits this one on the ground, and it's backhanded. And the flip to Koehler, and that's going to end the inning. So a nice play by Chris Johnson. Matt Moore's coming out. And here is their lineup. It'll be the speedy D. Gordon to lead things off, followed by Prado and then Christian Yelich. It's been pretty dangerous to the league, and 3 for 6 last night with 4 RBIs against the Giants. Stanton, Ozuna, and then Chris Johnson. Mathis 7th, Rojas 8th, Koehler 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the left-hander Matt Moore, 6'3", 210-pounders. Moore, 27 years of age, and a young 27, just turned in June. 7-7 on the year and 22 starts with a 4.04 ERA, 116 strikeouts, 136 innings. And you're going to see a fastball that goes low to mid-90s with a really good curveball. He also has a changeup he'll use, a split-finger grip. And lifetime against the Marlins, he's 2-0, and that's in 4 starts with a 3.60 ERA.
Here's Gordon hitting .290. Gordon last night 3 for 7, scored a couple of runs.
Matt Moore's first 2 starts in a Giants uniform, he gets 2 of the smallest strike zones in the national, in all of baseball. Dan Asanya his last outing, and here Laz Diaz.
So it's 3-0 with Prado on deck.
Although I have to believe that Matt Moore's a little more relaxed in outing number 2 than he was in outing number 1.
And a 4-pitch walk to Gordon.
Let's take a look at the Giants defensively. And we'll start in the outfield for San Francisco. From left to right, it'll be Pagan, Span, and Pence. Same 3 that were out there last night. Crawford, Gillespie on the left side of the infield. Panik and Bell on the right side. Trevor Brown, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Here's Prado. Prado hitting .325. That's 2 for 4 last night. He scored 3 runs. And Las Diaz works that right arm for the first time for Matt Moore. It's no balls and 1 strike. Prado's got 2 hits and 6 at bats in his career against Matt Moore. Crawford and Panik at double play depth.
Take a look at the usage of Matt Moore's pitches. You're going to see a lot of fastballs. League's only hit .241 off it. And the curveball, which we think is his best specialty pitch. He'll throw more curveballs to lefties, more changeups to righties.
And he lines this one into left field, a base hit.
Our team Prado's hot.
So the first 2 Marlins reach, and here's Christian Yelich. Yelich had .327. We mentioned the day he had yesterday. He was 3 for 6 with 4 RBIs. And he's had 3 at bats against Moore, 1 for 3. With Stanton on deck. And there's a breaking ball, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
That's a good curveball right there.
See lots of lightning outside the ballpark.
Sounds like Noah's rain outside.
I wish we could see a little bit more of it. And a good strike, a good fastball, nothing in 2.
Yelich not looking fastball on that particular pitch. This is where he toughens up, though. I mean, he hits very well with 2 strike counts. Uses the whole field. Giants bunch him up. They give him the line on the right side. Anticipate he's going to go to the middle of the field, which is his tendency.
Oh, and 2. Got him. Little 94.
Well, we saw him hit 96 in Philly, and for the most part in his outing in Philadelphia, it was fastball, curveball. Didn't throw a lot of changeups. So a 3-pitch see ya, and here's strike 3. And I'd like to know if it was on the pitch or the swing. All right, did he go? Yeah, I don't think so. Had to be on the call.
I think it was. Stanton at .241, 24 home runs, 66 runs batted in. And the first pitch is high. Last night in that long game, 1 for 6. So both pitchers are going to end up throwing a pretty sizable amount of pitches in this first inning, unless Matt Moore gets a double play ball here. Ozuna, who's got major ownage on Moore, is on deck. Outside 3-0.
Trying to two-seam to get that ground ball. I asked him which fastball do you prefer, and he said, well, the four-seamer feels the best in my hand, but I'll throw a two-seamer if I need a ground ball.
And the strike. Stanton clearly had the green light. He just chose not to swing. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Stanton, a big fella, 6'6", with as much power as anybody who's ever played the game. That's how much power he's got. And I'm not exaggerating.
Three and 2.
Just get right after it with a 93-mile-an-hour challenge. I mean, he doesn't have a base to play with, not with 1 out. So he's making Stanton swing the bat.
Three and 2. Over the head of Pagan, and Pagan, it's off the wall. And Gordon is going to score, and it's 1-0. Stanton broke his bat.
I mean, the bat is beyond third base in foul territory. And he almost knocks it out of here. And I'm not kidding about the power that this man has. And I think you get a pretty good example of it. That and the fact that he's got a pretty good bat order. If you're getting sawed off like that and you still have enough steam to get the ball short hop the fence in left field, you're strong. I mean, look what he's got left.
I know. I think he hit that ball right on the nose. I just think the bat blew up.
So it winds up being an RBI and puts himself in scoring position. And now this becomes a strikeout situation to Ozuna.
Ozuna's 5 for 6 against Matt Moore, and there's a strike, and it's 0-1. Prado's at third. Stanton's at second. And the pitch is low and in to even the count.
Look at the Dome Stadium here in Miami. Beautiful. It's a great yard. And you really appreciate it on a night where it's howling jack outside. If this was the old stadium, we would be in rain delay for a while. And maybe a rainout.
And that's pulled foul. 1 and 2. The start that Matt Moore had in Philadelphia, he gave up a run in the first inning. And he's right now trying to limit the damage. Pitch number 19. And this is bounced to Crawford. Run's going to score. 2 outs.
So a nice job from Ozuna to take advantage of the infield that was playing back. And he did it in a 2-strike count.
Chris Johnson hitting .232, 4 home runs. He's got 19 runs batted in. Strike, and it's 0-1.
Johnson in his 7th year at the big league level. Came up with Houston in 2009. Went to Arizona. Then he went to Atlanta last year in Cleveland.
big swing and a miss. Johnson was in that lineup for the Astros when Matt Cain threw the perfect game. He did not get any hits in that game.
How do you know that?
I just figured I'd go out on a limb.
It's good memory.
And the fastball is high. It's 1-2.
Trying to limit the damage. This is the big at bat right here. You've given up 2, but now you're a strike away from getting out of the inning and minimizing what could have been a huge inning. It's a hanger. The last thing that Bruce Bochy wants to see tonight is a TKO and have Matt Moore have to leave the ball game early.
Got him, and that'll end the inning. 2 runs on the board on a walk and 2 hits. Second inning coming up.
Brought to you by AAA. Get a free road trip day pack with a AAA insurance quote. Go to AAA.com/roadtrip or a AAA branch for details. Restrictions apply.
Well, check out the first half game used online auction. Item include Mac Williamson's game used jersey worn during his first Major League home run and other jerseys worn by Belt, Posey, and Crawford. For more information, visit sfgiants.com/game used auction. Auction is tomorrow night, August 10th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, that's the sfgiants.com/game used auction.
Here's Pence. Giants trail 2-0. Pence last night 1 for 7. I was telling the morning guys this morning, when you talk about Hunter Pence and he's such an unorthodox hitter, the only thing he can do is swing his way out of a funk. He can't get his way by taking pitches, by hitting off the tee, just by swinging.
But you know what's the tip off that he's back is when he starts driving the outside pitch to right field.
Rolls this one to third. It'll be Prado. Here's our Geico quote. Ron Wotus on Bruce Bochy missing last night's game. Boch picked a heck of a day to take off, didn't he?
Well, yeah, he did. Although I don't think it was easy for him to have to watch it in the hospital. heart had to basically reboot. They had to reset the rhythm. They were able to do that with medication. He spent a quiet night resting. Feels good.
Here's Panic.
It said he got a little dehydrated.
Panic walked 4 times in the game yesterday. 0 for 2 with 4 walks. And he lines this one foul.
Nice conversation with Joe Panic today. He said it's hard being in a slump. He says, but I feel like I'm getting pretty close to getting out of it. I'm seeing the ball better. I feel better with my lower body. Kind of feel like I'm in one piece again with my swing.
Out of play, 2-2.
Yeah, he brought his glove. That's an old first baseman. And a bit. Thumbs up. We're good. I saved my section.
Panic into left center field, but Ozuna's got a beat on it. That's out number 2.
Now, the Giants Insider Podcast is sponsored by Max Muscle Sports Nutrition and is live on csnbayarea.com. Log on each week as Insider Alex Pavlovich talks baseball. It's also available on iTunes.
Really good attitude here in that front row.
Oh yeah, game ready.
Here's Brown. Brown hitting .260. One ball and 1 strike.
If you're a bench player and you've got an on-base percentage around 300, you're doing well. Trevor Brown steps into this at bat with an on-base percentage of 307.
One and 2. His at bat last night was a good one. 2 outs, bases loaded, extra innings, tie game, and he had a ball in the hole that Echeverria made a great play on to get the force at second, and it kept the Giants off the board. And it came after he had 2 strikes on him. Just let you know that he's a pretty good hitter with 2 strikes.
Last night's ball game had so many moments that were exceptional. And on the defensive side, both teams played beautifully.
Three and 2 to Trevor Brown. And Brown lines this one at Prado, and that's going to end the inning. 2-0 Marlins.
Bay Area is brought to you by Amici's East Coast Pizzeria. When you want the best pizza in town, Amici's delivers.
Here at Marlins Park, it's a 2-0 lead for the Marlins. Mathis, Rojas, and Kohler will face Matt Moore. Gave up 2 runs in the first inning. Here's Mathis. Good backup receiver as he takes a pitch high. 0 for 5 lifetime against Matt Moore. And he hooks this one foul.
Heads up. There's a ball dude down there. Can pick it. Yeah, he's a player.
Mathis hits this one off the end of the bat out to Pagan. 1 out. And that'll bring up Rojas. Rojas hitting at .252. He eventually got into the game last night and went 0 for 3. And the first pitch is down low. The pitcher Kohler to follow. And a strike. I listened to that rain outside and remember about the game at the Astrodome that got rained out. Rain so heavy that people couldn't get to the park, including the players.
There's about 2 feet of water surrounding the Astrodome.
1 and 2.
And it sounds like it's happening outside now.
It does.
Fans running in, trying to go from the cab to, oops, stay up. I got money on you.
Come on, big fella. Yeah, nobody
We're
saw
good.
it. Norm Sherry. Rojas goes around. 3 strikeouts, so Kohler's going to hit with 2 outs. Zach Greinke making his first start after an injury tonight.
Had an oblique injury for the Diamondbacks, so he's back on the hill.
I think A.J. Pollock is starting to get close to rehab games, or maybe even playing in rehab games as Kohler fouls it out of play.
Yeah, the injury bug has definitely taken its toll on the Diamondbacks this year. That's kind of something you can say about all around baseball.
Yeah, pretty much so.
A lot of significant injuries to very big players.
Kohler is 3 for 36 this year at the plate.
We heard that Prince Fielder is expected to announce his retirement tomorrow following neck surgery he just had. And he's 32. That's really upsetting.
So it's 2 and 2. That's lifted out of play.
Kohler doesn't have a lot of credentials as a hitter, hitting 0.83 coming into this game, but from his perspective, if you can get 6 pitches out of your opposing pitcher, you've had a good at bat. And that's exactly what he's done. continues to do. 11 straight games of 6 innings or more. That's how consistent he's been at eating up innings. And now this becomes a big pitch, and you don't think you'd ever say that with 2 outs and the pitcher hitting.
Well, yeah. Plus, when you're ahead in the count.
But in the grand scheme of things, where he needs to go deep tonight and give that bullpen a rest, he does not want to put himself in the stretch here. And the guy who's grinding right now is the Giants pitching coach, Dave Righetti. I mean, those are things that pitching coaches worry about.
Out of play.
Getty counting the pitches. And he lost him. After all those pitches, he gets a walk. And now it's become a stress inning.
So it's Dee Gordon who drew a walk. He scored in the first. And Gordon helps him out. It's no balls and 1 strike.
92-mile-an-hour 2-seamer.
Gillespie is in on the grass at third. Belt not deep at first, playing behind Kohler. And there's a swing and a miss, 0-2. High, 1-2. Well, I guess when you throw that many pitches to the pitcher, you try to make it up somewhere if you can.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the plan. Now, if you're Don Mattingly sitting in the Marlins dugout, you got a smile on your face. You got a 2-0 lead. You got a pitcher out there who's got 45 pitches already here in the 2nd inning. And you're thinking, yeehaw, daddy, I'm going to get into that bullpen tonight.
And that'll end the inning. For the Giants, Moore's going to lead things off. Then it'll be Span and Pagan. way. Brandon Crawford, all 7 hits last night. Second inning, picked up a little infield hit, and then he hit one right over the bag at first for his second inning. Here's his third hit as he found right field. In the 8th inning, this is the base hit that knocked in a run and tied the game. Came up with a double down the right field line. Actually, that was the triple, and then this knocked in the winning run. 7 hits for Brandon Crawford, Artogo's big play. Cesar Gutierrez had 7 in 1970. Rennie Stennett, who later became a Giant.
Yeah, Rennie Stennett today reached out through social media to congratulate Brandon Crawford, and he wants to meet him and say congratulations. They're in a pretty unique club.
So here's Matt Moore, who on the season is 2 for 8. Kohler, who was on base, took a long time getting into the dugout and consequently then getting back out on the field. As he looks in with Span on deck, and then Pagan. 3rd inning. Outside for a ball, 1-0.
Could be in the take 1 strike mode here too. I like that. The last thing you do when you walk out of the dugout as a pitcher, about ready to take your bat, manager will tell you take 1. If you're a bad hitter, sometimes he'll say take 2.
This is rolled foul.
And if you're really a bad hitter,
don't swing.
Or if you're a bullpen guy and the skipper's afraid you're going to get hurt, he'll tell you don't swing.
Uh-oh. You have a winner?
Hey, yeah. She brought her glove, got a ball.
Got him on a backdoor breaking ball. Here's Span.
All right, smile, Grandpa. Here we go.
Span opened up the game with a ground ball to second. And he bounces this one right at Johnson. 2 down. And here's Pagan. Pagan drew a walk, and he eventually got into scoring position, but Crawford and Gillespie a strikeout and a ground ball to end the first. And a strike.
That's the Laz Diaz strike that you see a lot of. It's a low zone. Corners can be non-existent at times. Other times they can breathe out a bit. And you don't get too many belts.
Belt on deck. And trying to see if they can get something going with 2 outs. They do not have a hit in the game. They've had 2 base runners. Pagan, a little flare to left. Is this going to fall? It is. So the Giants' first hit comes with 2 outs here in the 3rd, and now Belt has got a shot to tie this game up. Belt drew a walk. Hit a ball off the wall for a double in the game last night. And he takes a strike.
Nice first pitch strike with a curveball. It's the fourth time we've seen him in a start against the Giants, and in all the starts we've seen Koehler have, he's brought that curveball into the game with him, and he's had a nice feel for it. He can move it in and out. He's not hanging many of them. And that's not that easy to do with the size of that curveball. It's a big one.
Crawford on deck. It's 0-1 to Belt. Well, I mean, look, the number of pitches for Koehler isn't very good either.
No, it's not. I mean, it should be 45 or less at the end of the third, so he's 8 over where he should be, and he's still going.
Belt hits a fly ball to right. It's in the park to Stanton. And that's going to end the inning. So no runs a hit. 1 left. And more coming out. It's 2-0.
Is brought to you by Mr. Pickle's Sandwich Shop, where the summer blockbusters aren't just stellar, they're interstellar.
Well, the Orioles are in town, and they're going to be in town Friday, August 12th through the 14th, the Sunday game. Giants are giving away Hunter Pence solar bobble bodies to the first 20,000 fans, courtesy of Coca-Cola. sfgiants.com/tickets. Here's Prado. Prado takes a strike.
Really is having a nice series against the Giants. We've said that a few times before. Just a tough out.
You know, he's a solid player.
A professional hitter. Solid player, professional. I mean, all the things that you can say that compliments a pro. You can say it about this guy.
He's like a bigger version of Marco Scutaro.
That's a good analogy.
Scutaro was at his best, play all over the place. Prado lined a single in the left field in the first. And he breaks his bat, and Crawford is going to make the catch. And contact, I thought that ball might get out into left field.
Yeah, I did too.
So here's Yelich. Yelich struck out in the first inning. And he takes a breaking ball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Stanton to follow. And a strike. Delayed call by Lodge.
I know, if he didn't call that one, I was going to start throwing things at him.
Hits a ball and a strike. 1 and 2.
Change up. He hadn't thrown many.
Oh, he hasn't.
You know, but when he throws them, you don't see guys scoring them up. It's not that easy to get swing and misses from Yelich. So Matt Moore dragging him through the garden, throwing him all his stuff, his movements. Change up, curveball, fastball.
This is hit on the ground to Joe Panik, who put it away. Throw out Yelich. For a second, like that ball may have rolled up the arm of Joe Panik, but he hung in there. Here's Stanton. Stanton shattered his bat in the first inning and doubled over the head of Pagan. Although it was in the old ballpark here in South Florida where Bonds hit a home run where he broke his bat, hit it to right field.
Home run number 400. Joe Robbie Stadium. Where was that, Laz?
There's Barry Bonds, the familiar number 25. The hitting coach here for the Marlins.
It's done well. Looks in great shape. Enjoying South Florida.
On a play.
Right now, Marlins on top of the National League in batting average as a team.
And the walk will be the third walk issue. And the hitter will be Ozuna. Ozuna hit a ground ball to Crawford that drove home Martin Prado. So on his out, he picked up RBI number 59.
Saw the bat of Giancarlo Stanton. Looked like pretty good wood.
There's a strike.
It used to be pretty much two bat companies. Hillrich and Bradsby, Louisville Sluggers, and Adirondack. And it just seemed like the guys who were perennial all-stars, they would get the best wood.
Absolutely. And another strike.
And you'd get a bat order which had 12 bats in it. It's a 34-32. Wow, that's a small bat for a guy his size.
Popped up. It's Crawford calling and catching, and that'll end the inning. So when you catch a pop up to end the inning, that means you're going to lead off the next inning.
Bay Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com.
Well, interleague play is back, and the Giants are going to take on the Baltimore Orioles Friday, the August 12th through the 14th. And you can come out to the ballpark early on Saturday, August 13th, as we're going to honor Giants Hall of Famer Gaylord Perry. The statue unveiling ceremony begins at 1 p.m. at the 2nd and King Street Gate. The first 20,000 fans will receive a replica Perry statue courtesy of Coca-Cola. Go to sfgiants.com/tickets and check it out.
Here's Crawford. Crawford takes a breaking ball high. Swing and a miss. Crawford in the first inning with runners at first and second struck out. And he lays down a bunt, and it's foul. It's 1-2.
A good breaking ball. Just talking about bat orders and Goodwood. 12 bats come in a bat order. Guys open it up, and the first thing they do is look at the top of the bats to see what the grain of the wood looks like. There's a lot of grain in it. Guys perceive that as to be a bat that's really not worth taking out into a game. You could use it for BP perhaps. The thicker the grain, if you have some bats have like 8 to 10 grains in it, that's great wood.
Yep. High to Crawford, 2-2.
And if you had a knot in the sweet spot of your bat, that was like total bliss for a hitter. Guy says, yeah, how was your bat order? I got 1/8 grainer with a knot in the sweet spot. Oh man. You were in high cotton. But I mean, out of a bat order, how many of the bats that you would get would you actually use or want to use?
Yeah. When I was with the Indians, you used them all. Got him.
That curveball really giving Crawford some fits. Strikeout number 3 for Kohler.
Here's Gillespie.
Really good use of a pitch and location. Mentioned Kohler's never lost to the Giants. 3 starts, he's 2-0. Now there are so many different bat companies and different wood types. A lot of maple wood that came into the bat during the Bonds era.
And Gillespie keeps swinging it as he picks up a base hit for Hunter Pence.
I think he was looking at breaking ball 2 first pitch.
Well, the best way for a Scribini to get knots on his bat is to have Frank Robinson order your bats.
Yeah, Hall of Famer. He's going to get good wood.
What difference does it make whose name is on it, as long as it's your model? Pence, swing, ain't gonna miss. No balls and 1 strike.
Trying to fight through a slump. And the point you made earlier, and he just has to hack his way out.
You got to swing. That's it.
That's what hackers do. They hack.
So Hunter Pence taking a deep breath. It's great to have him back.
Well, and you know the hits are coming.
1 and 2.
He was sitting on a breaking ball there. And for guys with power, I mean, you absolutely can be patient, because once he ignites, he can carry a team. Giants waiting patiently.
Hit on the ground. Gordon rolls it past everybody. And what a great play by Rojas as he tags Gillespie going by. And Rojas acting like he got dinged on that.
He may have jammed his right shoulder into the ground. But this is an exceptional play. And for Lee Gordon, I mean, he was playing up the middle. That ball was hit well. So a little flip, and not a particularly good one. And for Rojas to go and get the ball and then come back and put the tag on, that's a desired play right there.
Very nicely done.
Indeed.
Panic. Hit a fly ball to center field.
He did not have his legs in that swing. That's what he's fighting to maintain. Wants that swing to be one piece. The upper body, the lower body coming out at the same time. Use that backside. Use your legs.
And a strike.
A lot of pitches between both pitchers, but Kohler perhaps a bit less as he's 2 outs into the 4th. Moore still has to go out there.
Brown is on deck. It's been 2-0 since the first inning. 3-1.
Change up, bit high on the outside.
Swing. You're going to miss. 3-2.
He does not give in to the fastball. That's a slider and a 3-1 count, and a good one.
Pence now will take off. He goes, and this is hit into left center field, but it's curving right out to Yelich, who makes a basket catch, and that's going to end the inning.
Well, he had a pretty good jump, and I'm not sure how much he saw of that ball in the lights, but he wrestles it down. Nice play. T-Mobile, and Buster Posey last night had an exceptional night. Watch this throw, leaning to his right, off balance from his knees, throws a one-hop strike to Brandon Crawford. Then later on in the game, Dee Gordon tries him again in a 1.85 unload time for Posey with an absolute pure strike, and Dee Gordon is out. The Giants are contesting the stolen base that was ruled in the first inning. They're saying it was a wild pitch, and therefore it shouldn't be a stolen base. And we'll stay tuned for that. But Buster Posey throwing out 40% of base stealers.
Yeah, Dave Fleming went over and had a heated conversation with the official score. You know, they're a little as heated as a guy from Stanford can get. As a pitch
Passionate.
Well, no, I mean, usually those guys, they just outsmart the guy, right?
Well, that's what Dave would tell us. But after the game, he was not happy with the call.
Not. Dave, John Miller, and Lee Jones. You forgot to mention to Dave that the official score is from Cal.
I didn't have the guts to tell him that.
It's that time of the year, isn't it?
Yeah.
College football.
Get close.
2 balls and a strike. Mathis on deck. My goodness.
It's just a tight zone. That's all. I mean, you're going to get zones like last night was a great zone to pitch to. It was a bad zone to hit with. Tonight it's a tight zone. It's about the size of his mask, and you just have to hold your composure. The problem with a tight zone is it takes extra pitches.
The problem with a tight zone, it makes for a bad game. It's just what the game needs is a lot of walks. So here's Mathis. Mathis hit a fly ball to left field.
Moore needs a ground ball double play bad. Cut those pitch counts down.
Swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike.
And if you're going to classify what type of pitcher Matt Moore is, I mean, he's a fly ball strikeout guy. Doesn't say he doesn't have the ability to get a ground ball. I think his best pitch to get a ground ball is the curveball because of the downward snap it's got on it.
Blocked by Brown. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Brown has this one scored out of his glove, and that's going to be a pass ball.
Now all of a sudden this situation changes from a ground ball situation to a strikeout situation. Runner at second, nobody out. Ball just up and away, just pops right out of the glove of Trevor Brown, and that's an embarrassing play for a catcher. I mean, that's one he's got to make. A 90-foot mistake.
Two balls and a strike. A walk and a pass ball. Three and one. There's Rojas on deck. Pagan moving over towards the line. He will get there and make the catch. 1 out. And here's Rojas.
Change up right there.
Not exactly the type of swing to get the guy over.
No, I think he was thinking a little more greedily, trying to knock it out of the ballpark in that 3-1 count.
Rojas struck out in the second. And a strike to Rojas.
Get it in, breaking ball. The guy who's really put the ding on the pitch count more than any other hitter in this Marlins lineup is the pitcher. Tom Kohler had a 10-pitch at bat. He's on deck.
And tight. Johnson at second. 1 out. And the 1-1. A swing. You're going to miss. 1 and 2. We're going to rub up a new baseball. He gets a little moisture.
Fastball, outside corner, strikeout number 4.
Here's Kohler, round 2.
Well, if he has another 10-pitch at bat, that would not be good.
Ended up taking a walk.
That was a 2-out at bat. Nobody on.
Yeah.
Gets 10 pitches out of Moore. Winds up walking. I mean, he struck out D. Gordon, but still, I mean, that, in the grand scheme of things, Kohler really had a great at bat.
Look at the bullpen. Smith threw 12 pitches yesterday. Law threw 6. Romo 8. Everybody else over 20.
Now, they also have Jake Peavy down there, who's got 4 or 5 innings in his arm easily. And Javier Lopez didn't get in the game, so it's not dire, but they would like to get 6 innings out of Moore.
1 and 2, and he would like to get 6 innings. Bochy back.
Every day before a game, he'll meet with Dave Righetti and find out how many innings do I have down there in the bullpen tonight.
And that'll end the inning. 6 strikeouts, 2 this inning. And it'll be Brown, Moore, and Span coming up. On CSN, it'll be Sharon Fitzsimmons. Sharon would win an Acura MDX if the Giants player hits a grand slam this inning. So go to AcuraNorCalDealers.com for more information on how you can enter. Giants have 1 hit in this game, and actually 2. Pagan a single in the 3rd and Gillespie a single in the 4th. The Marlins scored 2 runs in the 1st inning, and that's it. Once again, Kohler, who made the last out, decided to go back into the dugout and take his time, so that's why we have all this extra time. So here's Brown. Brown hit a line drive right to Prado in the 2nd inning. So here's Brown. Kohler with 71 pitches. And Brown takes low. 1 ball and no strikes. Matt Moore is on deck, and then you get to the top of the order with Span, Pagan, Belt, and Crawford. Here's the 1-0 to Brown, and Brown takes a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Brown stepped out. And the pitch is high. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Brown, it's a fly ball to right for Stanton. So Stanton moves over and under. And that'll bring to the plate Matt Moore. So here's Moore. Matt Moore struck out looking in the 3rd. And he takes outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, he needs a batting average.
Well, he got 2 hits when he was with the Rays. So on the year, he's 2 for 9. For whatever reason, they do not combine stats from the American League to the National League.
It drives me crazy.
Laughable.
I don't know why they do that. I mean, especially now with Interleague. So many of the numbers that you have been gotten against the other league. Well, why don't you just include all your stats and not have National League and American League stats? Doesn't make sense to me.
Don't get me started.
Well, that's the point. I'm trying to get you started.
Two and 2. Span to follow. And he struck him out. So here's Span.
Ichiro 3000. That's the t-shirt du jour here in South Florida. Commemorating what Ichiro did just 2 days ago on Sunday in Colorado. Got his 3,000th hit. He's a big leaguer.
Span takes a strike.
It's great. Last night he took it at bat and got a really nice round of applause. Buster Posey left the plate area. Jake Peavy back completely off the mound, and they let Ichiro have his moment, and it was a good one. Big Ichiro fan. There's a lot of people could say that. He's been very, very good for the game of baseball in 2 countries.
1 and 2. And is fouled out of play. One and 2.
Next pitch going to be number 85 for Kohler.
Out of play.
When you're out there on the mound, you're not thinking about pitch count though. You're just thinking about getting people out. You're thinking about situation, what you need to do in this particular situation. Are you pitching for the ground ball? Are you pitching for the strikeout? And what have you done before? I mean, you've got 1,000 things on your mind. The guy that worries about the pitch count, of course, is your pitching coach. 86 on the night for Kohler.
And he got him on that breaking ball down and in for his 5th strikeout. Top of the order coming up.
So we go back and take a look at the 30th guy to ever have a 3,000th hit in the big leagues. And for Ichiro, he stepped in against Chris Russin and hits one off the wall in right field. He would become the 2nd player and join Paul Molitor as the only 2 big leaguers to ever have a 3,000th hit be a triple. So Ichiro, congratulations. It is our Ford Wright choice. As we said, the 30th player in Major League Baseball history to do it. 2nd player to reach 3,000 hits in his first 16 years of his career. Pete Rose the other. And 9 years he played in Japan. Had 1,270 hits there. He can hit.
So here's Gordon. Gordon a walk and a strikeout.
It's just a tight zone.
Oh my goodness.
I know. Hey, listen, Matt Moore's thinking the same thing.
Two balls and one strike.
But I agree with you. I mean, nobody wants to see walks. They just don't. Look for strikes. That's what Ed Montague tells every young umpire. And he monitors and teaches as they come through San Francisco. Look for strikes. It's that simple.
And the 2-2.
Some umpires get the message. Other guys, they don't bother to read it.
Prado is on deck.
Easy one to call there. So it's the third time that Matt Moore has walked a leadoff hitter. Walked Gordon to open up the ballgame. He would score. He walked Johnson in the fourth, and now he walks Gordon again here in the fifth. And with Gordon, you have a potential base stealer. It's the last thing he wanted to do.
Well,
Now
did
they're
I
going to
see
look at
Corey
this.
Blazer's right arm go up?
Well, it looked like it kind of half went up, and then he went on the safe call. Brandon Bell said he got him.
Watch the right arm.
I can see what Brandon Bell wanted him to look at. He says he got him on the elbow before he got him back to the bag. Let's take a look. He's out.
I think Corey Blazer had it right the first time.
They're going to look at it. This replay review is presented by Xfinity. And I'm putting down 1-3 pickoff, 1 out.
Yep, me too. D. Gordon doesn't even want to look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah. That's the I'm guilty look.
He's walking back. Yo, D. Don't do that.
Yeah, his
At least hang.
first base coach Perry Hill said, "Whoa, whoa, 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 not yet, not yet. Don't turn yourself in." And this is what they're looking back in New York. He's out. I mean, this is a big play. A leadoff hitter walks, gets a free base, and now all of a sudden you use it by way of the pickoff.
Got him.
See ya. They could have just saved time and asked D. Gordon.
Yeah. So here's Prado. He's going to save pitches now for Matt Moore. And he takes a strike. Best way to defeat a small strike zone is have a good pickoff move.
Yeah, walk a guy, then pick him off. Not a problem. Yes, he did.
That's what guys used to look like swinging at Steve Carlton.
Yeah, he could get some swing and misses.
Throw that breaking ball down and in. Forget it.
That may have got Trevor Brown in the neck or the jaw. I think bounced up and came under the mask. Giants head trainer Dave Greshner going to come out, have a look. You knew it was a pretty direct hit the way that Laz Diaz signaled over to the Giants dugout immediately. You can see the mark on the jawbone. Break a ball in the dirt by design, comes up.
Ow.
Every catcher watching his fellow catcher can commiserate and know what he's going through. And all he needs is time. And a bigger mask.
Popped up. And it's Panik calling off Belt. Yeah, we've seen this before. This is Buster Posey going into third last night.
And as you pointed out, I mean, he lands on the infield. It's wet, and he can't. His arms kind of fold underneath him, and he winds up going head first into the base, and that really could have been a serious injury. As it is, he gets a scraped chin and it jams his forefinger in his throwing hand. But given how it could have been, the Giants consider themselves lucky.
Hit up the middle, and for Yelich, that'll be a 2-out base hit, and that's going to bring Stanton to the plate. Stanton takes inside, 1 ball and no strikes.
Now those are the 24 home runs he's hit this year, and it tells you what pitch and what the location was. And he just basically likes fat strikes in the middle of the strike zone, and he doesn't miss them.
There's a strike, good location, 1 ball and 1 strike. Fouled off of Brown. Brown getting dinged up here in the 5th. Two and 2.
94-mile-an-hour velocity on that fastball. Trying to run that thing off the plate up and away to get Stanton to chase. He will go out of the strike zone.
So Belt now will, well, he was going to play behind Yelich, as Dave Righetti is going to call the bullpen. So it's 3 and 2. Yelich will be on the move. And this is wrapped on the ground to Crawford. Crawford's going to get up and throw. Got him. Wow. Another terrific play from Brandon Crawford, and we will head to the 6th.
is presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Well, the New York Mets will join us for their first visit this season, Thursday, August 18th through the 21st, and Thursday and Friday games both 7:15 starts. Saturday the 20th, we're giving away 2-for-1 flight vouchers, courtesy of Virgin America, to the first 40,000 fans. And then we'll close out the series on Sunday the 21st, when the first 25,000 fans will receive a reusable grocery tote presented by MLB Network. So go to sfgiants.com/tickets and check it out.
Here's Pagan. Pagan's been on base twice. And he takes a strike. So a good spot in this lineup for the Giants to get on the board and maybe catch these Marlins. It's 2-0. And Pagan is going to pop this one up to Prado.
Well, nice changeup from Kohler. Really got Pagan reaching out front, off balance. And that's the whole idea behind pitching. Upset the timing of the hitter.
Belt 0 for 1 with a walk. No overshift. But Prado is way off the line at third and in. It's no balls and 1 strike. Belt rolls this one to second. 2 outs.
And a two-seam sinker running away from Belt. They had him reaching. So both hitters in this at bat, or this inning against Kohler, have been off balance. They haven't been able to use their legs.
Giants look exactly the same against Tanner Roark.
Just a lot of off balance swings.
Here's Crawford. Crawford has struck out twice. Connor Gillespie on deck. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Good changeup. He's really using his off-speed stuff well right now. Nobody really has done a whole lot with that changeup.
Here's the 2-1 pitch to Brandon Crawford. That's the one that Crawford hasn't been able to catch up to. It's 2-2. In the cleanup spot tonight.
Well, he kind of earned that right last night. It was a 7-hit night.
Hammered into center field, and right there is Ozuna, and that's going to end the inning. So Moore comes back out. It stays 2-0.
and Bay Area is brought to you by Toyota. Hurry in for Toyota's annual clearance event to get an incredible deal on the 2016 Toyota you want before they're gone. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
Here you see outside of Marlins Park, it's 2-0. Inside, a very comfortable 76 degrees. Marlins scored 2 in the first, and that's it. Matt Moore right around 100 pitches, or actually he's at 100, as he'll go after Ozuna, then Johnson, then Mathis. And the Giants lefty throws, and there's a swing. You're gonna miss. No balls and 1 strike.
Challenge fastball.
Ozuna's 0 for 2. He had some ownage on Moore coming in. 5 for 6. Here's Jake Peavy. Sharply on the ground, but panic is there. 1 out.
So 3 pitch you. See you later. And that's a quick out. Any out, 3 pitches are left. That's a gift. And there is a stat for quick outs. There's a stat for everything.
There is. There's a strike call to Chris Johnson. Johnson a strikeout and a walk.
I mean, you could go into the Giants clubhouse and every player has their own iPad that is given to them by the club.
Pence coming in.
And on that iPad is information on every player in the league. So when the Giants play the Marlins and say you're Hunter Pence and you want to see what does Tom Kohler have, you go right to Tom Kohler and you can get up and you can see him from behind, you can see him from the side, you can see him from the center field camera. I mean, it's amazing how many different looks you can get. Show you the guy's stuff. Every pitcher can do the same thing.
And they have him on the plane too. Mathis pops this one back and out of play.
And then there'll be an advanced scouting report that will also give you information as to what this guy's throwing, what type of pitches he'll throw in certain counts, what type of situations, what type of pitches a pitcher will throw in situations. If it's a ground ball or a strikeout situation, you have something to look for with statistical information on every count you get. So it really is impossible to be surprised by a guy, even if you've never hit off him before. You're going to have a pretty good idea of what he throws or how he hits. And then in the batting cage, they've got a video where you could go back in and you could see life size what that hitter or what that pitcher has and how he throws it, what his arm angle is. It's remarkable what information they can give you.
Hit high and foul and down the left field line and out of play.
The Marlins, when you walk in their clubhouse, they have one room when you first walk in, and you can see the guy who's pitching life size in a room, standing there, and it's like he's throwing to you.
Two pitch. Got him.
Great inning.
7 strikeouts and Moore goes 6 innings once again. Now the Giants need some offense. brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. It's all about the pitching tonight. It's all about the two starters. And Mike, take it away.
Well, both have gone 6, and not a lot of hits in this game. Moore's given up 3. Kohler's given up 2. 7 strikeouts. 5 walks, really the only blemish on the card. It has been a very tight strike zone tonight. 111 pitches for Moore, 96 for Kohler. It has been a duel, and it hasn't been easy for these guys. Right now, the Giants need to find a way to score a couple runs.
Well, it was the 7th inning last night. So we'll see if they have some 7th inning magic tonight. It'll be Gillespie, Pence, and Panik. And this will be pitch number 97 for Kohler. And it's a called strike.
So Jake Peavy getting ready. I imagine the pitch count would tell you that Matt Moore is done for the night. Quality start.
Gillespie out in front as he lifts this one out to Ozuna.
Another off-speed pitch, really getting Gillespie out on his front foot. So Bruce Bochy coming over to Matt Moore saying, "Thanks for giving me 6. You're done."
Hunter Pence 0 for 2.
Dave Righetti coming over, shaking hands. Matt Moore's going to fit in nice on the staff.
And a breaking ball for a called strike. Trying to get on for Joe Panik.
And that's 100 pitches on the night for Kohler.
And the righty throws, and it's low. Early start tomorrow. And the Giants will be home tomorrow night. Day off on Thursday, and then a homestand starting out with the Orioles. Foul back. The Orioles are going to be able to stay in their same hotel for a week as they are taking on the Oakland A's. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Pence, and Pence strikes out swinging. And the throw to first. And 6 strikeouts.
That changeup again. The payoff pitch that got the strikeout.
Giants pregame live will be at 8:30 tomorrow morning. So here's Panik. Takes outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes.
Talk about the lifetime success that Kohler has had against the Giants. 3-0 in 3 starts.
Ownage is ownage.
Or 2-0, I beg your pardon, but with a 1.89 ERA. Against the National League West this year, he's 3-0. So he likes the National League West. He likes the Giants.
So do the Marlins. They're 16-8. Two and 2.
Well, I'm impressed with how Kohler has been able to use all of his pitches. I mean, he's had a nice command of everything.
Well, does not want to walk Joe Panik, so you would assume that this is going to be something in the strike zone for Joe Panik to hit. And the walk.
Marlins have Brian Ellington, the right-hander, down there in their bullpen ready to go. And I think they're going to come get him. Juan Nieves, the pitching coach, is on the phone talking it over with Mattingly. There's Ellington. The thing about Don Mattingly, he is in no hurry. And here he comes.
He's going to let Kohler face Brown. And then Gregor Blanco's on deck.
Yeah, I always like that. You could talk a manager into letting you go on a little bit more. I don't know if he did that just to give Ellington more time to get ready. Ellington was ready to go before they were even stalling to get on the phone. We saw the hat from bullpen coach Reed Cornelius go up. Said he was good to go.
Brown is 0 for 2. Gregor Blanco's on deck.
Slider's still a good pitch. Slider, curveball, changeup combination. All of his specialty pitches that he has had tonight has been working for him.
Brown now has to fight. It's 0-2.
That is how he's used his pitches tonight. A very good distribution. More off-speed stuff than fastballs, but the way that he's commanded all of his off-speed stuff, really hasn't had to have the fastball.
And this little pop-up is going to be caught, and that'll end the inning. Giants trail Panik. It's 2-0. lead for the Marlins as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Jake Peavy taking the ball now for Bruce Bochy. This is the 4th outing that he's had out of the bullpen. 5-9 with a 5.48 ERA. For Peavy, high 80s fastball with sink and cut from a high sidearm delivery. Slider, curveball, changeup. Said he's going to start working on a split now that he's in the bullpen. One of the few guys that will actually throw a split and a changeup.
Two 2-0 to Rojas. Rojas against Matt Moore struck out twice. Here he fouls it out of play. Two and two.
Good fastball at the knees. Peavy talking about the bullpen today says it's so different than starting. I mean, he started for 14 years. He says you're coming out of the bullpen, you kind of feel like your hair's on fire when you come into the game.
This is driven into left center field, and that's going to be a base hit. Span will get to it quickly. And now Ichiro's going to hit. Ichiro had a pinch hit appearance yesterday.
Well, and all the cameras on the future Hall of Famer.
One ball and no strikes.
And you can say that about a guy that hits the 3,000 hit milestone. I mean, that's your ticket to Cooperstown.
Ichiro's got 9 hits in 28 at bats against Peavy.
And when he goes in, he'll wear the hat of the Seattle Mariners.
And the 1-1 to Ichiro is low. 2 balls and 1 strike.
It's fun to get to the ballpark during the time when teams are starting to go on the field for batting practice and watch Ichiro stretch. I mean, it's amazing what he puts himself through, and just how supple and agile he is.
Peavy goes to second, and they get the force play, and that's a pretty nice play. Can't be afraid to make that throw. Peavy certainly has done it before.
He's a good athlete. He can do a lot of things, but I don't think he was thinking anything else but second base here. Watch his lower body get in position. Very quick on the back foot. Perfect strike to Crawford. So a non-productive out. Only because of the nice play from Peavy.
Here's Gordon. Gordon has walked twice.
Giants take away the bunt. Connor Gillespie way in on the grass at third base side.
Outside.
Pitch changeup, and that may have been the split. Think about Peavy, like a lot of veterans that have command of their mechanics. You show them a new pitch, they'll take it right out in the game that night.
Two and 0.
Javier Lopez. Thinking about Christian Yelich, who's in the hole.
Three and 0. A ball.
So a mistake there for Peavy, the 4-pitch walk, which now puts a runner in scoring position. Take a look at the 3-0 pitch inside. So Trevor Brown coming out, talking about the signs at second base. Going to talk about, well, you give him a little pep talk. Even a guy in his 14th year at the big league level doesn't mind a pep talk from a young catcher.
Prado 1 for 3 and 0 for 2 in his career against Peavy. And he'll take a strike. This is an important half inning for the Giants if they want any shot of coming back in this game. Peavy at the belt. On the ground, foul. How about the one guy you don't want to walk? The fastest guy in the ballpark, and you walk him 3 times. D. Gordon.
Yeah, that's not good. You're just asking for trouble.
Ichiro, Gordon, and the 0-2 pitch. And he runs it inside, 1-2. Giants have 6 more outs in this game, and they're going to have to do their damage against the Marlins bullpen. One and two. Out of play.
Flat slider up above the belt. Peavy was pitching for the ground ball until he got to the 2-strike count. Now it's like, I'm going to take a shot to try and strike this guy out. I would imagine that this is going to be the last guy that Peavy faces.
Yes, I would think so.
that's another thing you have to get used to if you're coming out of the bullpen. But you also know if you're Peavy, let it hang. You don't have to save anything. Let it all out right now.
And the pitch. A little flare into center field. And Panik is going to make the catch. Life in those legs of Joe Panik. 2 down. Had flare written all over it.
Yeah, all over it. Just off the end of the bat. And Panik, high backhander, gobbles it up. And everybody has to stay put. And he used every bit of that glove. Nice.
Peavy departs. Lopez comes in. It's 2-0. HD on MLB.TV Premium. It is the #1 live streaming sports service. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. So there's Lopez.
49th game that Javier Lopez has come into. 18 2/3 innings on the year. He's going to face Yelich, who's a very formidable foe and a middle away guy.
And a strike. He's 1 for 3 lifetime against Javi Lopez.
And he goes right in the inside corner. I mean, this is the one thing about Javier Lopez that has always stood out. He's a guy with a high sidearm that will pitch inside to lefties.
And that's pulled on the ground foul. It may have dinged off of a still photographer. I think he hit that guy in the blue shirt, or maybe close to him. It's 0-2.
Careful down there, fellas. Come on. Missy Michalewski, the Giants photographer back home, she and Andy Cuno, they both would have made that play.
Outside, 1-2.
Gotta be tough if you're going to be a photographer down there.
Hit on the ground. It'll be Joe Panik. And it gets the good hop, and that'll end the inning. Lopez, who's been very good, does his job again. Giants need some action. It's 2-0 Marlins.
stories on this date in 2002. Barry Bonds stepped into the batter's box against Kip Wells, the Pirate right-hander, and he does this. Home run number 600. And he would hit a few more. And that is our McDonald's True Stories. The great Barry Bonds.
There he is. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
New pitcher now for the Marlins will be the right-hander Brian Ellington. And you see what he has done. 13 strikeouts in 13 2/3 since being called up. He throws hard. You're going to see high 90s and 100-mile-an-hour fastballs coming at you with a slider and a changeup. And plus, he has a little wild hair up his nose.
By the way, Ichiro is now in right field. One ball and no strikes. Nunez pops it up. And this one's going to stay in. And Mathis, who has to navigate the on-deck circle, puts it away.
Well, a lot of things going on there in the on-deck circle. You can see lead bats and donuts and Manny Mota sticks, and through it all, he sort of toe taps through it. Wound up being a pretty good play.
Span takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. 99 from Ellington. Pagan on deck. There's all the stuff that goes in that on deck circle.
That's a lot of stuff.
Lots of stuff. Giants need base runners.
They do. They need the igniter line drive. Something that says, hey, we have life.
And it's Rojas who makes the play. 2 outs.
Well, you can tip your cap to whoever set the defense, because that just took a hit away from Span. They had Rojas playing well over towards the second base bag, and that was about 3 steps to a shuffle, and then winds up being an easy play.
Here's Pagan. Pagan has been on base twice.
Perry Hill, who's the first base coach that sets the defense for the Marlins in their dugout. Ellington does not lack for a fastball. And about every 5th one he throws goes back to the backstop.
Pagan walked in the first, singled in the 3rd, and then popped out in the 6th. Two 2-0. Out of play. 2 balls and 1 strike. Giants have had a runner in scoring position just 1 time in this game, and that was in the 1st inning.
Now, Tom Kohler really handcuffed him. He pitched beautifully tonight.
1 time. Hit on the ground into left field, a base hit.
Nice opposite field at bat. mentioned Ichiro in the game in right field, and we're wondering perhaps with Stanton going down the line. This was that nice play from Brandon Crawford. It ended the inning, but in going down to first base, you saw a little bit of a wince on the face of Stanton, and that's perhaps why he's out of the ball game now.
Here's Belt. And Belt's going to take wide, 1-0. Well, they would not double switch Stanton. Not in a close game.
Yeah, you talk about the residual effect of a guy standing out there for 14 innings in a 5.5 hour ball game. It may take its toll on a guy's legs. And that is really one of the hardest things about baseball. I mean, you got a 5.5 hour game. The next day you have a game. And for the schedule, it even gets tougher tomorrow. There's a game tomorrow at noon starting at 12 o'clock.
One and two.
That's just a country hardball challenge at 97 right there. And he may try and elevate that fastball again at Belt. If he thinks he can throw it by him, he'll throw another one.
And he pushes that one outside. It's 2-2. Well, he can do this. He can get it to 3-2 better than anybody on this Giants team. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Crawford on deck. Pagan's going to go. And Belt takes the walk. So a little 2 out something going on here.
I mean, Ellington, this is his inning. The Marlins have 2 lefties in their bullpen, Mike Dunn and then Chris Narveson. Narveson just joined the club today. But neither one of them are up and throwing in the bullpen, so this is Ellington's moment. Ellington wasn't even with the club at the start of the season. I mean, he's come up out of the minor leagues. There you see Dunn and Narveson.
So Crawford, who lined out to center field in the 6th inning, will step in. He's 0 for 3. One and 0. There are all the hits and the locations for Crawford last night.
So a quick timeout. Juan Nieves, the pitching coach. Some final instructions. Still, I mean, nobody down there. The lefties are. They're still sitting on the bench. Marcell Ozuna Trying to take a little pressure off the legs. Chris Johnson doing it at first.
It's 1-0 to Crawford. Crawford into left field for Yelich, and that'll end the inning. Giants strand a pair. It remains 2-0. At 9 a.m. That'll be first pitch. Pregame live will start at 8:30. Have a little breakfast with us tomorrow morning. It'll be the Giants and the Marlins in the final game of this 3-game series. Final game of the road trip for the Giants, and you can see it right here on CSN Bay Area. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change, tune-up, and brake experts.
Sergio Romo, the new pitcher now for Bruce Bochy. 19th time he's come in. And for Romo, 9 strikeouts against a couple of walks. You're interrupted by a steady spin on the disabled list because of some elbow troubles. They've been calmed down, and he's back on board. Pitched an inning in last night's ball game.
So here's Dietrich. By the way, the Giants, when they start that homestand on, pardon me, on Friday. Here's the 0-1. It'll be the start of 15 of 18 games at home.
And all of those 18 games, even the ones that will be on the road, are going to be in California. So they're going to get a break from cross-country travel, which I'm sure they're a bit tired of.
You saw Nunez short, and this is fouled off the end of the bat. Just to go over this quickly, it'll be Baltimore for 3, Pittsburgh for 3, the Mets for 4. Day off, Giants go to LA for 3, come home against the Atlanta Braves for 3, and then Arizona for 2. And then another 3-city road trip after that. Outside 2-2. So 3 pretty good teams coming in.
Oh yeah, it's the big leagues.
got a pitch to hit, and he missed it. It stays at 2-2.
But it was a bit of a scheduling oddity that the Giants had 2 road trips, 10-dayers on the East Coast. Last road trip they were in Boston, New York. Here they're going to come back to Philadelphia, Washington, now Miami. They really were fortunate this trip. They had great weather.
Got him.
Good slider. In fact, you think about the 5 cities they went in, the 5 being Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Washington, and Miami. Only New York, the 3-game series over the weekend in the Bronx, was a bit uncomfortable weather-wise. They haven't had 1 rain delay, 1 rain out. So from that perspective, I mean, they have to feel like they kind of got lucky.
And a pitch in tight to Ozuna. This will end a stretch where the Giants have been gone 20 out of 27 days. Chopped to third. Gillespie charging, throwing on the run, wide, and Belt stays on the bag. 2 down.
That's a nice play, and I really want to point out the footwork from Brandon Belt as he comes across the bag into foul territory. Makes a high backhander. Gillespie coming in off the right foot, and with good footwork, I mean, he really makes his play look easy.
I think he got stepped on.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me. You got feet as big as his.
Here's Johnson. 20 of 27 days. It's a lot of hotel room.
Are you ready to go home?
I am.
Getting your own sack.
Swing. Ain't gonna miss. Ball and 1 strike. For the Giants, in the top of the 9th, they will have Gillespie, Pence, Panic, Brown, and Nunez. This is outside and low. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Beautiful slider. Such a great view too, looking right over the top of Romo. He's had as good a command of his slider as other great relievers. Dennis Eckersley, Raleigh Fingers. And being able to command that breaking ball, you can put his name right there.
And that one he misses low. 3-2.
Broadcaster's jinx.
Yeah,
My bad.
not so much.
I think there are a lot of guys who tell you that a slider at times can be a little bit easier to manage than a fastball.
Three-two pitch. Here it is to Chris Johnson, and he got him. And that'll end the inning. Romo with a couple of strikeouts. All right, Giants have some work to do. It's 2-0 Marlins.
Player of the game is brought to you by Honda. We think that Tom Kohler, the starting pitcher tonight for the Marlins, is that guy. Why? Well, 2 hits allowed in 7 innings. He struck out 6. A good curveball early. Another good curveball. He mixed a slider, a changeup, fastball. Really spotted things up well. And he winds up being our player of the game. Brought to you by Honda.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
The pitcher now for these Marlins is Fernando Rodney, who has assumed the role of closer as a normal closer. Has a little bit of a dinged up finger, AJ Ramos. So it's nice to be able to flip the ball to Rodney, who had 18 saves this year with the Padres, came over in a trade with the Marlins and the Padres. When you take your at-bats against Rodney, you're going to see a mid-90s fastball and a very good changeup. A couple of defensive changes. Miguel Rojas comes from shortstop over to first base, and then Adeiny Echeverria, the regular shortstop for the Marlins, comes into his position at short.
So Gillespie will try to get aboard for the fellows behind him. And the first pitch will be down low. Rodney can make things interesting, and the Giants will see if they can get him to do that here in the 9th. And a bouncing ball up the middle, and Gordon's going to kick it around, and Gillespie's aboard. So that helps.
And that's a thank you very much right there. A bit unexpected.
I didn't see a whole lot of urgency once Gordon kicked it.
Well, exactly. I mean, once he slows it down here, he's got time to get this thing and then get it.
Look at this.
There's no urgency. I mean, if he gets off a quicker throw, he had a chance. So that's an opportunity and an error.
Here's Pence. Pence is 0 for 3. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
I think D. Gordon just assumed that the play was over once he booted it. He was a bit surprised that he indeed had a chance. Now it's up to the Giants to take advantage of it. Fastball changeup, and nobody's really doing a whole lot with either one. Both great pitches. I mean, his changeup at times, you can tell you it's coming, you still can't wait back on it.
Pence is thinking, man, I thought that was the same pitch as the one I just took.
Well, the one he just took was called a ball. This last one was worse than that one.
So you just don't quite know for sure. Pence chases that one in the dirt.
And that's the changeup.
So here's Panic. Panic 0 for 2. He sort of fly ball to center, lined out to left, where Yelich made an extremely nice play on him in the 4th.
Talked about it in last night's ball game when Rodney came in. How good is this changeup? Well, he could throw 8 in a row and you'd still have a problem staying on your back leg. And what sets it up is he's got the same identical arm action that he has on the 95-mile-an-hour fastball. I like that. Not a tall guy. I mean, he's built like a catcher. 5'11", about 230. He's a bull.
On deck, Buster Posey.
The last WBC tournament,
that the Dominican Republic won. Rodney was the closer, and the 1-2 punch, the setup and the closer, were Santiago Casilla and Rodney, and they were really tough.
Panic down the left field line. That'll be out of play. So it's 2-2. Double play ball. And that's the ball game. So game 2 of this 3-game series, it goes to the Marlins, and the Giants offensively just could not get anything going at all. Well, Marlins hardly either. They scored a couple of runs in the first inning, but the Giants very quiet tonight against Tom Kohler, who was very good.
Well, nobody should really be surprised. Both teams were on the field last night for 5.5 hours, and perhaps it had a little effect on how the offenses just couldn't get clicking by either team tonight. But the Giants still have a chance to win the series tomorrow, but it's a quick turnaround as it's a noon game. So sleep fast and get ready.
Final score here from Marlins Park, where it was wet outside but very dry inside. Marlins 2, Giants nothing. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live starts right now.